and a special interview tonight on the 6 o'clock news with Rochelle and Carrie on the Democratic Republic of the Congo.
Take me to the table where we all dine together.
The Democratic Republic of the Congo is one of the most corrupt but still very successful countries in Africa. It has lots of natural resources that the country could really benefit from, and in particular the mining industry is one of the most successful aspects of the country. Due to the mining industry, the GDP rose about 4% in 2010, and it has the largest reserves of cobalt, diamonds, gold, and copper. So it has a lot of minerals and special metals that a lot of the world use. Another success is that it has over 90% school enrollment, so a lot of the people there are getting educated.
And pluck me from the crowd and return me to my sender. Whatever path you follow for Shanta.
There are a lot of problems in the DRC with infrastructure, especially with the oil industry, where a lot of corruption has occurred within the government. There's been different reports of politicians spending the revenue from the oil reserves for their own luxuries, as well as the government live in luxury while the poor live in poor, and just normal people can't get the health necessities that they need. Through the corruption that the country faces, the government has tried to set up stability with installing different laws and regulations. Recently, in 2007, the government adopted the government's contract, which included objectives which were divided into four different areas: decentralization, public finance management, public administration, and transparency. Which, with these, they had three sectors, which were public enterprises, the mining sector, and the security sector, including the demobilization and reintegration of ex-combatants. So with these, we're trying to set up some stability within the government, try to lessen the corruption, but that can always be hard when corruption's been there. It's easy to continue, of course. Also in 2010, the government also installed more measures. Three important ones were industries including mining, forestry, and oil. These installation measures are just trying to push more of the corruption out of the government and try to make the DRC a better place for the people to live. However, there is still constant war in the DRC, and this causes a lot of the instability because people see what's going on in their country and they just want it to stop, and no one outside of the DRC is kind of helping them, and they try to do it on their own, and it's kind of not that successful.
Love all, serve all, and create no sorrow. So many rivers.
Some more challenges that the Democratic Republic of the Congo has are malnourishment and the road system. The road systems are not developed at all. There's only 152,000 kilometers of roads, and it makes it difficult for a lot of people to gain access to health care and places to get their food. So as a result of the road systems being bad, people are malnourished, and they end up living in poverty that way. 70% of the country's 68 million people are malnourished, and 30% of the children had stunted growth due to their malnourishment.
They're telling me he's different, but I just don't believe it. Love is the goal.
The Democratic Republic of the Congo has a republic-style kind of government. It's highly centralized with vested power within the president. There are three different branches within the government, which include the executive, legislative, and judicial. The executive includes the president, who picks the prime minister of the government, who then they decide who's in the cabinet, which is voted by the parliament from the legislative branch. The legislative branch includes the bicameral parliament and senate. The judicial branch is made up on the Supreme Court, which includes 26 justices. There's not much power that the individual in the DRC have, which is kind of sad because people can do a lot. One person might not be many, but they still have power, and this is probably a lot of where the corruption is coming from within the DRC government. And if people individually had more power within the country, then it probably would be a better place and a better community.
No one shall reach it. Whoever seeks it, seen and unseen. I don't want to reason anymore about the one I love, the one I love.
In the future, one of the biggest things that could be done to improve the infrastructure of the country is developing the road systems. Like we talked about before, the road systems are just so messed up and underdeveloped that it's hard for people to travel between communities and to get the things that they need. So they've already put in place a plan that should be done by 2013, and the goal is to repair the existing roads so that people can live on them and have easy access to the things in the community. As a result of that, there will be a development of a stronger community that will be able to support itself, and then the communities around it will be able to support them because all of the roads will be connected.
I don't want to reason anymore about
So for some more steps for the Democratic Republic of the Congo in the future is, first they need to realize, the people, that there is corruption within their government. And then next, a government that's strong and who cares about the people as a whole needs to come into play. This might result in a revolution, and that is okay, because if it's what the people want and it's what the people need, then that is okay. Also, they've already began it, but electricity and technology really need to begin to vamp up and become more widely used and become on the large scale and equal to what's going on nationally and internationally. Also, they already began ties with China and other strong nations, and they need to continue to build those ties, as well as helping each other to export materials, as well as bringing China in to build up their own companies and own oil and mineral reserves.
The Democratic Republic of the Congo can definitely play a pivotal role in transforming Africa. They have so many untapped resources that it could probably support all kinds of things that Africa needs if the resources were used and if the wealth was distributed the right way. It has, like we said before, $24 trillion worth of untapped raw mineral ores. So if those $24 trillion were spread out to help with the roads, to help with the malnourishment, to help with the poverty, it could completely change Africa. The main thing that needs to be done, though, is to make sure that that money coming from the resources is going to the right places.
In order for the people of the Democratic Republic of the Congo to become successful, as well as the country as a whole, the government needs to promote small business. And to do this, people have a lot of resources there, and they need to obtain them and make markets and create stores where people in the country can buy the resources, as well as people outside of the country. And also, education needs to continue to spread. Yes, there's a high literacy rate, but there's a drop when people try to get secondary school or go to college. So this needs to continue to happen as well. And the colleges in the DRC need to become more well-known and more suited for the people to get educated at, so people don't quit going internationally to go to college. Also, of course, the education with the spread of diseases and healthcare need to also happen so people can be more strong communities, and just overall, the people of the DRC just need to become educated more and just need to promote small business. These plans should begin trying to export as much natural resources. Maybe I could throw in here about the electricity.
I'm spying on the neighbors. Hey, Gary. Hey, Gary.